Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Hey everyone, Cappy here. And if you got a question, you can go to Asshole Consulting. You say, why would I go to Asshole Consulting? Well, how things going so far? Did you follow what your parents told you to do? Did you do what your teachers and guidance counselors and your college guidance counselors or counselors? You do what you were told? How things working out? Exactly, that's what I thought. It's because people have been lying to you this entire time. And when people lie to you about the real world and then you make your decisions based on lies, it doesn't work that well. So don't hire a regular consultant, hire me, the world's only professional asshole. You can go to assholeconsulting.com, send me your questions, your pontifications, or whatever else. I'll set you straight. And I'll charge you too. We have an email from a young man. It'll be a little bit lengthy one, but he wants me to read the whole thing. So I'm like, okay. I am a somewhat recent finance graduate, will be 1 year in June. I also hold an Associates of Arts in Music Education. I just recently turned 30 years old, began my undergrad studies at 26. Before that, lived out on my own exploring the United States, living in New York, Boston, Oregon, and Los Angeles. Sounds good. Just working odd jobs and playing music since the age of 18. Currently, I'm in excellent shape. I have no intention of ever retiring. I have and do plan on working until the end in either music, preferably or in business/finance. Both industries require minimal physical exertion, and with my genetics, my family lives to almost 100 on both sides of my family. I know I won't have a problem either playing music or sitting behind a desk well into my 80s. All right, awesome. I currently live with my dad, who is a vet and a recent retiree who had a roofing business, which he sold, now retired. Basically a one-story house with a few extra bedrooms, one of which I use. I used your consulting services last year regarding a similar question, the two-prong approach regarding business and finance and music. I recall you saying pursuing both music and finance is a solid two-prong approach. I am now here to get some follow-up consultation in regards to the same subject matter. I will try to make this as to the point and objective as possible. Since graduating with my finance degree and facing a job market overflowing with labor and not enough jobs last year, I found myself a full-time entry-level grunt work job and also enrolled at the local community college to take more coursework related to my passion, music. Since the fall of 2014, I have completed coursework in jazz theory, harmony, and am currently enrolled in jazz composition arranging. More importantly, I'm currently also studying privately with a jazz studies professor at a local University of California, UC? I'm assuming University of California, who has expressed interest in working with me over the course of the next year, 2 years max, in order to bring me into a master's program of either jazz performance or education. He has said that it is highly probable that I would receive scholarship funds based on my current playing ability. Keep in mind, I originally was a music major and transferred to my undergrad university as such. It was only when faced with a bleak job market for music and teachers that I made the decision to major in business and finance. The music teacher I studied with as a pre-undergrad is a colleague of my current teacher now. The college, university, UC music scene where I live is like one big fellowship ministry family, so it's a great way to make friends and connections. As of last week, I had to quit my grunt job, leaving with $4,800 in the bank. I'm currently looking for new work. My dad has always expressed his wish to see me make a ton of money in finance, every dad's dream, I suppose. He also plays music as a hobbyist. Keyword, they're hobbyists. Fiddle for over 30 years. But he's a businessman, owner first, and his son. And as his son, he'd like to see me as the same. He doesn't have a problem with me using one of the spare rooms as I'm in school working full-time. Of course, he doesn't understand why I wouldn't want to move to Los Angeles or New York, find a full-time finance job, and bring babes over to the apartment every night. We are just different people with different tastes, I suppose. Premise. Idealistically, if I had it my way, I would love to continue my music studies at the local junior college and then transfer to the University of California as a graduate soon over the course of next year. Caveat, one of the main reasons why actually enrolling in a music program compared to not spending any money and doing it on your own is that the UC process will give you top-tier music instruction on your instrument, set you up with other high-caliber musicians who will challenge you, create a default network for yourself, as well as setting you up in the music scene, which puts you in the spotlight right away, allowing you to make connections and find work immediately. Also, leaving with a master's degree doesn't hurt either, as well as a network of friends and colleagues who most likely, due to the nature of the work, be in touch for a lifetime. They quote that. I'm a thorough minimalist and 100% satisfied earning enough to support myself in order to pursue my goals. I don't have any plans to marry or have kids. I have a 10 to 7 job and coming home and completing homework and practicing. Currently practice my instrument for about 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. each night. I don't have that many friends and no girlfriend, although this is why I love the music path, because I'm making new friends and meeting new people. We're also passionate about music, our college level players who know their shit. As a close to middle-aged adult, I know that there's nothing I would rather do in my finite life on this planet than become the best damn musician I can be and play music into my 80s and 90s. But as that may be, reality still has certain constraints such as bills and the financial upkeeps of life in general. However, I feel as though if I just went out and got a full-time job and moved off somewhere, that I would never forgive myself in the long run, perhaps one day turning 50 and wondering to myself why I didn't see my passion through. The parting question. My question really comes down to this. Is the pursuit of my passion on this stage of life, early 30s, a deluded pipe dream? Should I just give it up and go out and get a full-time job and forget about it? Or stay with it and find a way to support myself by any means necessary to see it through? Okay. The answer is the second. It's your passion, dude. That's what you like to do. But you have got to wake the fuck up. Alright? You are 30-fucking-3, and now, what's with school? What is with school? Why are you going to school? I'm going to go over to you. Shouldn't you, almost with 3+ decades years of life, I understand you were a kid for a good decade of that, maybe weren't playing, but I'd imagine 20 years of that life, at least 15, you have not mastered an instrument, and I know that some instruments are very difficult to master, I understand that, but what is with fucking going to school? Jimi Hendrix didn't go to fucking school, he went to school for something else, I don't know, someone's going to come in here, well, you know he was a Marine. Yeah, I know, don't fucking send me the email. But really, dude, when do you play? And I got a couple notes I took about your professors, all right? Who are your professors and musicians? If I were to, like, Google them, would I see they're playing somewhere? Would I see they're selling music? Would I find their music somewhere? And would it be selling? Would it be on Amazon's or iTunes bestseller list? Are they making money selling their music, their passion? Or are they like most professors? Teachers, not doers. They make the majority of their money teaching music, not actually doing music. Teaching musicians, not being musicians. And that's what the problem I feel. Why are you getting your fucking masters? Go play your fucking horn. Go play. Start music. Get gigs. Or is it that you want to become a teacher? I mean, if you want to go become a teacher, go become a teacher. You're not a musician. Sorry, you're not. You know, you got the people playing Star Wars with the recorder in the 4th grade. Good, there's your fucking job. I don't think you're going to like it because that ain't your passion. It doesn't sound like it. If you want to play, go play. And then form a band, go get gigs. And you know what? You got to pound pavement, man. You have got to go out there and hit the pavement. I mean, the only reason I know this is being in the dance scene, knowing musicians, of course, knowing the great Matt Baldoni. It's hard. It's hard. And you know what? They don't go to school. They don't go to school until they're fucking 40. No, maybe I'll get my master's, and I'll get a doctorate. Well, then maybe, and they'll have it. I want to know who these fucking, this is why I want you to Google all these people. See if they actually are musicians. They say that they're going to land you jobs. Look, I know the network is nice. I know it's good to be among peers, and you're playing with other musicians. It's wonderful, yeah. But how many of them are sitting there fucking pissing away money? You want to make money? You know, you want to become a musician and live off of the money you make as a musician. You're a minimalist. You're not going to do it pissing away Lord knows how much per credit. Going and getting a master. I know you might get scholarship, I know. But you're going to college? You're going to go back to school? Play! So I want to know the veracity and the truth behind all these music teachers. If their goal is to get you all playing, I want to see the proof. I want to see who they play with. I want to see their name. Seriously, Google them. Find out if they make money. Find out, you can figure it out, how much money they're making per CD or per download or whatever. See what the rankings are. See whether they spend more time working, like teaching, than they do playing. Say, hey, where are you playing? Where's your gigs? You got a schedule? That'd be a great thing. Ask one of your professors, hey, what's your playing schedule? Where do you play? And he plays like once a week with the old Farts R Us Philharmonic or whatever. And then you see they teach 40 hours a week. Oh, I wonder if he's really a musician. So he talked about Google. And then, and here's the other thing. Artists get to suffer. You know why artists get to suffer? Because art's fun. There's millions of you out there. You have to do the two-prong approach wasn't a suggestion. You have to do that to support yourself, and then slave for your passion, slave for your music. And then over time, if you're good enough and you put enough into it, you will slowly start to replace your daytime suck-ass job with your passion. And today it's easier than ever. Could you imagine what it was like having to go to the big record labels and trying to get them to listen to your CD or your tape? Now you just upload it to iTunes. You get some bands together, you get some musicians together, say we're going to do this, you go find them, you put together a CD, and Matt sent me a very interesting chart. It showed you the different, like Stitcher versus iTunes versus all these other online services and who gets the highest cut. Really, it's just like publishing. You don't need anyone's permission now. Go and play. So, but until you get that money coming in from the YouTubes or whatever else, you get, just like I did, just like I had to work, teach dance class, and work at the fucking banking industry, I had to keep staying at fucking banking industry, make the mortgage payment, all this other shit, until this crap finally caught on. And when it did, then I said, fuck off. And then I could dedicate my time. But I still busted my ass off. I didn't well, do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It was like 3 hours, 4, maybe 5.5 with a commute on top of an 8-hour day, going out teaching dance class, doing my online stuff, writing books. It was burning the candle at both ends and once in the middle. So get all you artists, not you in particular, but all you artists have got to get through your fucking head. You're not special until you start making money. And you're going to be like the rest of us. You got to put money on that, you got to put food on that fucking table, so work a regular job like the rest of us are condemned to. And then if you want to become unique, if you want to become great, then you got to work another fucking full-time job, actually becoming the musician that you want to be. So, now if you're a minimalist, then you could get by on like kind of an easy job. Or, again, I always recommend work a security guard job. You can do your especially if it's at night and no one's around, break out your sax or whatever you play. Compose your music. That would be a great quiet. You kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But trust you, that it is not an option until you get your business and music going that you can go ahead and get rid of your daytime job. So we got that there. And then general question. But yeah, and I don't mean to sound so hard, but I run out of patience. Like if you were 18, but you're 30 something. Come on, don't go to school. Right? Unless for some reason these people guarantee you, how much time and money are you going to spend going to that, getting your master's, getting your bachelor's, then getting your master's? Do you think you could churn out some pretty good pieces of music? You think you could churn out 2 or 3 albums in that time? You probably could. And you'd save yourself the time and the money, and then you actually have a portfolio. You'd have a following. So, if you think that they're going to get you those gigs, if you go and get a master's, well, okay, but I'd want to research every fucking professor, every fucking person in that community. You Google search, you find out where they're playing, you find out how successful they are as musicians, or whether it's just another fucking liberal arts teacher's racket where those who can't do teach. And that's what I'm fearing for you, is because you piss away your time getting all this training, and then you can't find a fucking gig. Well, all you did was piss away 2 years of your life, and Lord knows how much money. But, those professors got some money, and they're professors, they're not musicians. Anyway, best of luck to you, Toodles.